Hey everybody, welcome back to Cruise Blog. It's Allie, and today we're going to be talking about the 10 things you should avoid if you want to have a cheap cruise. Let's get into it. According to a report released by the Cruise Line International Association, cruise lines are projected to see passenger volumes reach over 35 million globally this year. While the cruise industry has experienced strong demand throughout 2024, this has resulted in higher prices and less availability. But if you're smart and you play your cards right, booking a cruise doesn't have to be expensive. Rather than daydream about taking a cruise that you cannot afford, avoid these 10 things to cruise for as little as possible. And up first is avoiding new cruise ships. The newest ships feature cutting-edge amenities, plenty of dining options, and state-of-the-art accommodations. With that, however, comes high price tags. Sailing on board the world's largest cruise ship, like Icon of the Seas, will set you back at least $1,400 per person for an inside cabin, with balconies costing around $1,700 per person. Similarly, 7-night cruises on Carnival Jubilee, which is Carnival Cruise Line's third Excel class ship, start around $679 per person. While more affordable than Icon of the Seas, voyages on older Carnival ships cost even less. Even Disney Cruise Line, which is one of the more expensive mainstream cruise lines, has relatively affordable sailings on their older vessels compared to their newer ones. While there are ways to cut costs if you sail on a newer vessel, you can stretch your vacation budget further by opting to sail on an older ship. Number 2 is drink packages. Most cruisers plan to enjoy a cocktail here and there while on board their cruise. Unfortunately, aside from beverages like water, tea, lemonade, and coffee, expect mainstream cruise lines to charge for other drinks, including alcoholic beverages. If you plan on consuming a minimum of 5 or 6 cocktails each day, purchasing a drink package is a wise investment, as it will allow you to indulge in a set or unlimited number of drinks per day without worrying about checking your onboard statement. Drink packages, however, are expensive, with some costing as much as $80 per person per day. The price and benefits vary depending on which cruise line and the specific package. Carnival, for instance, charges $75 per person per day for their Cheers package on sailings that are 5 nights or less, meaning that the package would cost each adult member of your travel party around $440 for a 5-night cruise. Rather than spend a chunk of change on alcoholic beverages, give yourself a budget and stick to it. Many cruise lines offer daily drink specials, and some even allow you to bring limited quantities of wine on embarkation day. You may also find bars with cheaper drinks ashore. By planning ahead, you can enjoy alcoholic beverages on your cruise without overspending. Another thing to avoid is those pricey shore excursions. Although many see a cruise ship as a destination, it's impossible to overlook the ports of call on your chosen itinerary. Whether sailing to the Bahamas, Caribbean, Europe, Alaska, Bermuda, or beyond, there are plenty of opportunities to spend money ashore. Instead of booking expensive shore excursions through the cruise line, browse tours offered by third parties, as they tend to be cheaper. You don't need to book excursions either. Many passengers are content with planning their day in port, especially if they have completed research beforehand. Resources like travel guides, online forums, and blogs can help you discover free or low-cost activities at each destination. Moreover, suppose you're sailing to a cruise line's private destination. In that case, you don't need to worry about spending any extra cash on an excursion, as you'll have access to complimentary lounge chairs, pristine beaches, and delicious barbecue lunches. Another thing to avoid is a balcony cabin. There's nothing quite like enjoying breakfast while pulling into port or watching the sunset while enjoying a cocktail on your private balcony. Although not quite as expensive as a suite, balcony staterooms are more costly than ocean view or interior cabins. Budget travelers will want to suppress their want for a balcony and book an interior room instead. Inside your stateroom, you'll find the same standard amenities as balcony cabins, such as an in-suite bathroom, a TV, a safe, a vanity area, and a mini fridge. Plus, you'll have access to the same onboard amenities as everyone else, excluding suite-only areas. Regardless of the ship's age, itinerary, and duration, booking an interior cabin is one of the easiest ways to save money on your cruise vacation. Another thing to avoid is a spa treatment. There's one add-on I have yet to splurge on in my adult life, and that is a spa treatment. While I always debate booking a massage at the ship's spa, I can never bring myself to pay $200 plus for a 50-minute experience. I always make sure to schedule a nail appointment before leaving too, rather than paying $70 or more on board a cruise. Instead of spending money at the ship's spa, I allocate those funds towards add-ons with more value, such as a drink package or a shore excursion. I'm able to visit a spa at home for far less. I cannot, however, explore the Mayan ruins, snorkel with sea turtles, or learn about the ancient European history when I'm at home. Another thing to avoid is sailing during peak season. Peak season typically coincides with the American school calendar. As children get out of school for the summer, the demand for vacations increases, so cruise lines hike up their prices. Similarly, suppose you're looking at a 3-day cruise. In that case, those that take place over long weekends such as President's Day, Memorial Day, and Veterans Day are more expensive, as many employees only have to ask for 1 day of PTO versus 2 or more. For the same reasons, cruises over the winter holidays and spring break are also pricey. Another thing to avoid is a port-intensive itinerary. With unlimited dining, select beverages, and entertainment included on board, it's easy to get away with little spending on a cruise ship. Though the appeal of visiting numerous destinations is often a deciding factor for a cruise, spending more ashore is often inevitable. From shore excursions to snacks and souvenir shopping, there are plenty of opportunities to rack up a hefty shoreside bill. The more ports you visit, the more likely you are to spend. Another thing you'll want to avoid is the specialty restaurants on board. From quick breakfasts in the buffet to fresh slices of pizza and 3-course dinners in the dining room, you'll find plenty of complimentary dining options on a cruise. Rather than spend money on specialty restaurants, stick to what's included, as this will get you more bang for your buck. Some specialty restaurants can cost upwards of $100 per guest. Though most cost around $20 to $60, a family of 4 could easily spend around $200 for just one meal. Newer ships have a wide array of included menus. On Carnival's Excel class ship, for instance, you can enjoy fried chicken sandwiches, juicy cheeseburgers, fresh tacos, and more. And this is in addition to a standard buffet and the dining rooms. So why spend money on food when there are so many delicious options that are already available for no cost? Another thing that you'll want to avoid is booking a longer cruise. Sometimes a quick getaway is all we need to feel refreshed. These short getaway cruises are a great way to take a cheap vacation as well. The shorter the cruise, the less you'll pay in gratuities. Plus, if you want add-ons to enhance your experience, the overall cost will be less since you won't be paying the daily rate for a week-long voyage. Let's assume you're looking at a 3- and 6-night Carnival cruise. The price of a Cheers package on sailings 5-night and fewer is $74.95, which decreases to $64.95 on cruises 6 nights or longer, making the price for a 3-night and 6-night cruise $265 and $459 respectively. The price of drink packages for 2 people on a 3-night cruise is almost the price of 1 on a 6-night voyage. So you'll want to take into consideration how many days you're on board and how many days you'll have to be spending extra. And the final thing that you will want to avoid if you want a cheap cruise is booking a cruise that departs far from your home. If you want to save on airfare, you should look at cruises that depart from nearby departure cities. While destinations may be far more limited, your wallet will thank you. Plus, you can avoid the hassle of air travel, and you might not even need to get a hotel. While not everyone is lucky enough to live within driving distance of a cruise port, this is definitely one of the easiest ways to save money. Guests who fly into the embarkation port must reserve a pre-cruise hotel too, because flying on the same day as your departure is not recommended. If your flight is delayed or canceled, the ship won't wait for you, meaning that you could be out the entire amount you spent on a trip. So you definitely want to avoid that. Okay, everybody, those are the 10 things that we recommend you should avoid if you want to take a cheap cruise. Comment below if you have any more money-saving hacks or whether you found any of these tips useful. Be sure to like and subscribe to Cruise Blog so that you can be notified every time we have a new video. And thank you for tuning in today. We really appreciate it. Until next time, happy cruising.